So for our audience to help, because we can't assume that everybody know. If someone was to ask you, what is Black Leaders Detroit and what do they do? What would you tell them?
Black Leaders Detroit is a funding vehicle for Black-led businesses and nonprofits that operate in the city.
Okay.
And we do that through cooperative economics. So our members are basically altruistic investors, and they invest $1 a week or $4 a month or $52 a year, and $4.33 a month.
Okay, $4.33.
Right.
Okay.
Or $52 a year, and we take that and put it directly towards grants for nonprofits primarily and no interest loans. We also give grants to businesses, but it varies.
Well, good afternoon or good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Detroit Metro Plug podcast, where connections matter. I'm Charles, your host, and this is episode 75, a special pop-up edition of the Detroit Metro Plug podcast. We are here live at the Black Leaders Detroit headquarters. Special interview, an exciting event that we're going to talk about that's going to happen this Sunday, May the 21st. So I just want to welcome everyone who's joining us live via our Facebook page on the Detroit Metro Plug podcast, who are joining us live on our LinkedIn page at the Detroit Metro Plug podcast, and our Facebook marketing group, the Detroit Metro Plug, the marketplace. So thank you. And if you find value in what we're doing, we're trying to promote local Detroit community leaders, business leaders, entrepreneurs, thought leaders, authors. If you find value in what we're doing, I encourage you to like and share this this podcast with your friends and family and associates. We're going to talk about the Ride for Equity and the work that Black Leaders Detroit is doing in the community. For those who don't know, or I've shared on some of my podcast episodes, I have the opportunity and the privilege to serve as an ambassador to Black Leaders Detroit. And my role is to amplify what they're doing and encourage other people in the community to become a member. You can make a difference by just signing up to be a member. $1 a week. That's all it takes. $1 a week, $52 a year. You have a chance to make a great impact and have a positive way of serving our community by supporting Black Leaders Detroit. I believe they've given over $1 million in resources, grants, no interest loans to help Black entrepreneurs. And so I'm excited. We have a very special guest on the podcast today that's going to talk about their upcoming event, the Ride for Equity. But before we go into introducing my guests and talking more about this upcoming event, I have a quick video clip to show you. This was by China Local 4 News. They did a little story about their Ride for Equity last year. So let me show that clip.
Black Leaders Detroit started in 2019, and since that time, they've given more than $300,000 to Black entrepreneurs in the city of Detroit. The group's CEO is now going to great lengths to continue their mission of helping Black businesses succeed. This week, DeJuan Dandridge is biking the distance to make a difference, from Detroit to Mackinac City.
So we'll ride about 50 miles a day,
raising awareness for the organization Black Leaders Detroit.
We are a funding vehicle for Black entrepreneurs, for-profit and nonprofit alike.
The ride ends in Mackinac City, just in time for DeJuan to attend the Michigan Policy Conference on Mackinac Island to push the needs of Black entrepreneurs in Detroit.
You have some of the best minds in our state trying to work on the solution, and Black Leaders Detroit wants to offer up what we feel is a real solution to make sure that as people are brainstorming.
Biking 277 miles would be a challenge for anyone, but for DeJuan, the stakes are high as he's biking this distance with a heart condition,
which is basically a malfunction of one of the electronic chambers of my heart.
Though he's been cleared by his doctor to ride, he says the struggle and risk of his ride correlates with his cause.
I do think that we need to all kind of like have some skin in the game. It's that serious an issue, right? It's like the lives of our entrepreneurs, the lives of the small business community, especially Black and brown businesses, those lives are on the line.
All right, so that was a clip by thank you for Channel 4 covering that story. And so we're here with one of the leaders of Black Leaders Detroit. Her name is Sharia Ayers, right? And she serves with Black Leaders Detroit. She's the director of membership and events, and been working with the organization a little over 8 to 9 months, right? So you mind sharing with the audience a little bit about yourself and how you got involved with Black Leaders Detroit?
So I don't mind, but again, thanks for having me on the show. I'm glad to be here, and thank you for your work and your efforts. I truly do appreciate you amplifying our message and what we're trying to do.
Right.
Thank you for being a contributing member as well.
Yes.
That's what I'm here for, you know? So I got involved with Black Leaders Detroit back in 2021, and it was through Quan, who was one of our board members, Quan Nellums. He and I used to teach together. So Quan and I both used to teach high school social studies, and that's how we became acquainted. And so in 2021 was the first year that Juneteenth Jubilee Detroit did their Black business stroll for Juneteenth on the historic Avenue of Fashion. So he was like, hey, you know, I want to introduce you to Dewan. I think it would be a good connection in regards to what you all are doing. And that's how I met Dewan and became acquainted with Black Leaders Detroit, because they were a premier sponsor for the Juneteenth Jubilee stroll on the historic Avenue of Fashion.
Okay. All right. And so you got involved. You guys were acquainted through teaching in the school. So is your background, you're a teacher?
Yep. So my background is in education and counseling psychology.
Okay. And you taught in middle school or high school? Or?
I taught a lot of different grades.
Oh, okay.
I taught first graders. I taught, well, mainly first grade and high school.
Okay.
So, I taught for first grade through DAPSEP, and then I taught high school 9th through 12th grade.
Okay. All right. So I appreciate your service teaching.
Thank you.
Was that primary in Detroit or different school districts?
Primarily in Detroit. I started off in Fremont, Ross, Ohio. But
Wow.
Yeah. Exactly. Wow. Right. I don't even know if people know where that is.
So for our audience to help, because we can't assume that everybody know. If someone was to ask you, what is Black Leaders Detroit and what do they do? What would you tell them?
Black Leaders Detroit is a funding vehicle for Black-led businesses and nonprofits that operate in the city.
Okay.
And we do that through cooperative economics. So our members are basically altruistic investors, and they invest $1 a week or $4 a month or $52 a year. And $4.33 a month.
Okay, $4.33.
Right. Or $52 a year. And we take that and put it directly towards grants for nonprofits primarily and no interest loans. We also give grants to businesses, but it varies. But we mainly look out for nonprofits.
For nonprofits. Okay. Yep. All right. And has it started in 2019 or according to the 2019?
So we'll be 4 in October.
4 years. Okay. All right.
Yep.
All right. That's awesome. So it's a funding vehicle. Now, can people give more than $1 a week or?
Yes. So they are welcome to give whatever they like. The biggest thing is that we are building an economic ecosystem. Okay. So that way we can continue to, again, show the whole cyclical effect of dollars in our community.
Okay.
So, you put in, you get out.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
But people can donate more than $52 a year.
Okay.
Again, we are open, but we did the $1 because we just know the background in regards to our city, primarily being blue collar, and we just want to let people know anybody can be.
Okay.
Exactly.
So $1, anybody can give $1 a week, right?
If they have
it, right? Exactly.
Right.
Now, by being directed towards Black nonprofit leaders and also entrepreneurs in the city of Detroit, does it? For those to be a member, is it open to anybody? Can anybody join? You don't have to be African American, Black, or
correct. We have quite a few diverse members. So because they understand, like we do, that equity takes community. Yeah. So with that, anybody can join. You don't have to be an entrepreneur or a nonprofit leader. You don't have to be Black.
Right.
But at the end of the day, it's just for anybody who believes in fairness through equity.
Okay. All right. Fairness and equity. So anybody can join.
Correct.
Now, what would you say is the need? Why was this organization needed? Why was these resources needed to be available?
Well, so one thing that we all have in common with our staff is that we all know what it's like to be in entrepreneurship.
Okay.
Whether we've done it before we got with Black Leaders Detroit or still doing it. And Dewan particularly had the vision from his efforts with entrepreneurship and nonprofits. And but all in all, the need is there because we know that people of African descent or Black or however you choose to identify, people more melanated don't lack the creativity, but they do lack access to resources, specifically capital.
Okay.
So that was where the need came from. And so the thing was, Dewan had the vision, and then he had incredible board members to help him put it into action. And then it was just so on time because who knew the pandemic was going to come in 2020?
Right.
So
Right.
Black Leaders Detroit started in October of 2019,
Right.
and then in March of 2020,
Was the pandemic?
that's when the
right.
world changed. Right.
Right.
So as soon as people started literally joining Black Leaders Detroit, Dewan and other board members were giving out $500 to $700 grants just to help businesses stay afloat during the pandemic.
Okay. All right.
Yep.
Awesome. So there was a need for people in the city of Detroit, African Americans who are creative, who start businesses or who are entrepreneurs,
Mhm.
and so there was the creativity there, but there was lack of access to capital. So when you say capital, you mean like traditional, like SBA loans or loans from the bank, or just I don't know,
Yes.
friends and family?
Everything. I mean, all of the above,
Okay. All right.
So yes, when I say capital, I mean traditional means of capital.
Okay. All right.
Because I can't speak for everybody, but even for myself, like I didn't know anything about entrepreneurship before becoming an entrepreneur. I
Right.
didn't know anything about being a nonprofit leader until doing
Right.
it. So literally learning as you go,
Mhm.
that's the story for a lot of us because of just the simple fact that generationally, a lot of us don't know the steps that's necessary. So even with trying to figure out how to get access to money, which you need for a business to be sustainable, it's just a lack of knowledge and information. And then even if you get to a certain point, you still have to go through so many different things to be eligible to get the money from traditional
Okay.
financial institutions.
All right. That's interesting what you said, that the challenge of entrepreneurship, if you haven't been exposed to it,
Mhm.
and then having the resources to help to fund your business,
Mhm.
and may not having access to traditional ways.
Mhm.
So have you guys found that you guys been able to help people that may not, may not have the knowledge or have access to traditional funding? Maybe they don't have the credit or
Mhm.
the assets to get a traditional loan.
Yes.
Okay.
So the beauty about Black Leaders Detroit, especially when it comes to the no interest loans, is that it is an interview process. So
Okay.
you still have to do the paperwork and you still have to be for lack of better words, loan worthy,
Okay.
However, if you are not, we do have partners that will help you get there, like Rachel Allen with Operation Schools or
Okay.
MDBBA with Capital Connect. And like, who
Right.
else do we work with? We work with a number of organizations that will help you get to where you need to be so that you can receive the money from us.
Okay.
So the biggest thing that I really like about our organization is that even if your credit is bad, at least you have an interview process to talk about what happened or how you intend to work on it or pay us back in that aspect if you get along. And a
Okay.
lot of banking institutions don't even do that. Like
Right.
they'll look at your paperwork, and if you don't qualify, you don't qualify.
Okay.
But you don't have time to even explain yourself or even
Right.
receive the help that you need.
Okay. Now, I've seen in one of your videos, you guys have given over $1 million in resources. Is that
We have given over.
right? We're not.
I'm just saying
No-
because you're a member.
Oh yeah, yes, I am a member, so we have
Correct.
given a $1 million in resources. Now, does that include the grants and the no interest loans, or is that
Correct.
okay?
Yes.
All right. Okay. Awesome.
Mhm.
Now let's get into the upcoming event, the
Mhm.
Ride for Equity. So,
Mhm.
how would you explain that to our listening audience?
So the Ride for Equity is literally a charity bike ride fundraiser that we have each year, and it is set out to literally ride for equity. So we take on 377 miles from Detroit to Mackinac City, and we stop in 4 cities along the way to host community conversations called Speak for Yourself.
Okay.
At these community conversations, they are pretty much a way to bridge the gap between community so that we can talk about the need for equitable funding practices in various places. Because again, we understand, just like some of our other members understand, that equity takes a community. Like,
Okay.
if you want to go far, we need to do it together.
Okay.
So we have those conversations, and that's the whole point, to increase awareness and spread the message of what we're doing.
Okay. Awesome. And so this is the 4th year, right?
No, this is the 3rd year.
Oh, 3rd year. Okay.
Yep.
3rd year. And so you guys will be this Sunday.
Mhm.
It'll be at Callahan Hall, right? At the
Correct.
University of Detroit.
Yep.
Is the ceremony, right? The launch
Ceremonial kickoff.
Okay, ceremonial kickoff.
Mhm.
And the guys, whoever's participating, they're going to ride from Detroit all the way 50 miles a day, right? To Mackinac Island.
You can choose your ride. So
Oh, okay.
we are looking we are looking for people to join us for the ceremonial kickoff. The ceremonial kickoff is a total of 6 miles. So it's 3 miles to
Oh, okay.
Ferndale and then 3 miles back.
Oh, okay.
So what we'll be doing is leaving from University of Detroit Mercy, Callahan Hall. Well, let me go back, excuse me, because we have a partner with Triumph Church.
Okay.
So, Pastor Kinlock, Shani, as well as Kim Phillips, they worked with us and they agreed to partner to do a special sunrise service, because we know
Okay.
that Sunday is typically a
day
exactly,
right.
of fellowship and worship.
Right. Mhm.
So with that, they're going to do a special sunrise service at 6:45 a.m. And then after that, it will lead directly into the kickoff, which will include some snacks, some networking,
Okay.
a small message from Dewan. Then from there, we're going to get on our bikes, ride to Ferndale, and then the riders that are going to Flint, they will go ahead, and then the riders who are not, they will go back to UD.
Back to UD. Okay.
Mhm.
All right. So there's people who just riding for that one day for the
Correct.
3 mile.
Yep, there are
Trail.
people riding for the 3 miles, and there are people just riding to Flint.
Oh, just riding to Flint.
Mhm.
Okay. And then there's 4 other stops along the way.
Correct.
Okay.
Yep. So
Now-
it's Flint, Saginaw, Clare, and Petoskey.
So with this being the 3rd year, have you guys been getting more exposure, more conversations, or how has that been, this event?
So it's grown, because the first year was just Dewan.
Right.
And then the second year, we had approximately 50 or so people come out, volunteer, and then there were a few riders to go the whole way. So, and then this year, we're looking at upwards. We'll see who else signs up, but we're looking at somewhere close to about 70, between 70 and 100 on day 1.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Okay. Now, will there be media there? I think last year, I think there was
Mhm.
media at the ceremony launch.
Yes.
Okay.
So David Rudolph is our PR person and working
Okay.
on media. So not sure who will be there, but yes.
Okay.
Mhm.
And is it still too late to sign up to
No.
volunteer, or where's the need at? Because people are going to see this live. So
We need people on their bikes.
I won't be. I'm serving as a volunteer. I won't be on the bike.
No, that's
unfortunately.
fine. But even if you don't ride your bike,
Right.
or you haven't trained for the 3 to 6 mile,
Right.
6 miles, excuse me, 6 mile ride, we need people to fill the streets of Livernois. Because
Okay.
at the end of the day, even if you don't ride your bike and you bring your lawn chair, sit on Livernois and cheer us
Oh,
on
okay.
as we go to Ferndale, that means so much to our sponsors.
So I didn't know that. So you guys have people outside cheering you guys on?
Correct.
Oh, okay. So
So-
I assumed everybody was just going to be at the Callahan Hall.
So some
So-
people signed up to be course marshals. So that's
Oh,
what
okay.
those. Yep. So that's
So
what they'll be
let's
doing.
go into that. So what are the different points? So you have course marshals.
Yes.
What do they do?
So they literally cheer us on, and as we go along the course, we know where to go because they're going to be there.
Okay.
So between 6 and 9 mile on
Okay.
Livernois, between 6 and 9 mile, we're going to have people stationed in various blocks to cheer us on. So
Okay.
again, the more the merrier, because if we can fill all of Livernois with
Right,
people
right.
in their lawn chairs and coolers,
All right, y'all, you got to come out and feel
Right.
Livernois.
right, like that again, I just think that would show a lot to our sponsors to
Right.
let them know that people support what we're doing.
All right. So so break down the day. How's that going to start? I know we talked about the partnership with Triumph.
Mhm.
So how's that day going to start this Sunday?
So anybody who is down to ride for equity and get some worship, so they can come at 6:45, enjoy a sunrise service with Triumph, which is a non-denominational church,
Right.
and it is open to everyone. So again, no judgment there. If you want to come in your riding outfit, you can go to
Okay.
church first, and then afterwards, it'll be 8 a.m. You can enjoy some snacks, get your T-shirt, depending on the ride that you chose, a jersey,
Mhm.
and then kind of network until we get ready to take off.
Okay.
And then once we're ready to take off, the bikers will assemble behind. We have a pedal bike, a pedal bike this year that is sponsored by Detroit Roll House.
Okay.
So everyone will assemble behind DPD, Detroit Roll House, and then the other riders will assemble there, and then we're going to take off from UAD Mercy down, so make that left, then a right, and go straight up Livernois, and then we'll go to Ferndale Foods,
Mhm.
and that's right there on Livernois and 9 Mile, and they
Okay.
are also a partner, so we'll be in the parking lot there, where we'll be greeted by some more volunteers to give us some more small nourishment and beverages, so little
Right.
energy
Right.
boost. And then the riders that are going to Flint, they will head on the route forward. And
Okay.
then the riders who are not, they will head back to UAD Mercy. And then we say good day and pack up.
Wow. Okay. So
Mhm.
6:45, the service for those
Mhm.
who are interested.
Mhm.
Then you gather at 8 o'clock
Mm-hmm.
for everybody to get set up, and then the actual bike ride starts at 9.
Correct.
All right.
Well, around 9.
Around
Yep.
9ish,
Mhm.
9ish. Okay. Now, is this a fundraiser portion to that? What if somebody can't make it? Are they able to donate or support,
Yes.
or how does that work?
Yes. So you can visit our website at blackleadersdetroit.org or
Mhm.
bldrideforequity.org, and
Mhm.
you can simply donate. So we accept all donations because again, any money that we raise goes directly into the
Okay.
hands of Black entrepreneurs.
Now, this
So
is not necessarily becoming a member, but this is just donating for
correct.
in conjunction with the Ride for Equity.
Yep. So if they want to donate to the Ride for Equity, we accept that. But we would love for them to become, or anyone to become,
Yeah.
a member.
Okay. So
So
yes, you guys become members too.
but
Join me in being a hero.
yep,
All
that's
right.
right.
Okay. So that's awesome. So who are some of the partners and sponsors? I know you mentioned Triumph.
Mhm. So Triumph Church is a sponsoring partner. MSU College of Human Medicine is a sponsoring partner. Some of our larger sponsors is Detroit to Nepal, Walker Miller Energy, Ally, Skillman Foundation. We also have, well, those are our 4 larger sponsors, and then under them we also have KLM, Corrigan Oil.
Okay.
Who else? I'm missing quite a few people, but I also mentioned Detroit Roll House earlier. So
Right.
somewhere around 15
Oh,
or
that's
so.
awesome.
Yep.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yep. So definitely a blessing.
Now, for those who still want to sign up, they just go to blackleadersdetroit.org, or is there a
Correct.
special website for
Yep. So they can go to blackleadersdetroit.org or BLD rideforequity.org.
BLD Ride?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, will they have people following those who are going all the way up to Mackinac?
Yes.
Is there a way to track them? Like, is there Instagram, or I don't know if there's.
So we will be posting each day.
Oh,
so
okay,
you can
okay.
keep with the ride and see what we're doing.
Post it on your Facebook,
Yes,
Instagram, or there's
both.
another?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Facebook, Instagram, and I think we have a Twitter account.
Okay.
But yes, so we will be posting daily, as well as showing a few clips from the Speak for Yourself forums. Right. But that's only if our participants want that.
Okay.
So,
okay. All right.
But yeah, so they can follow our Instagram or Facebook pages
Okay.
at BLD Detroit and see what we're doing each day until we get to Mackinac.
All right. So I'm excited to be serving as a volunteer.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad that this, was just DeWine by himself, and you're having close to 70 to 100 riders, and just bringing awareness. And just want to shout out to you guys and thank you guys for the work that you guys are doing helping entrepreneurs.
Yes. And thank you for being a member.
Yes.
Really, it means a lot.
Yes, I appreciate it's an honor to be a member. Any parting words before we close out our time together?
Well, again, I just wanted to say thank you for the increased exposure And if anyone is interested in becoming a member, they can sign up at blackleadersdetroit.org and see some of the work that we're doing. And then on top of that, we have a number of community events and things that we do to just try to activate and empower Black entrepreneurship. So if you don't want to join now, you can always volunteer, or you can sign up for our newsletter and learn more about us until you're ready to become a member. So,
all right.
Yes.
All right. Well, we thank you for being on this special pop-up edition podcast, Ride for Equity.
Thanks.
So that concludes our podcast. I want to thank those who are watching live and who will watch the replay on our Facebook, LinkedIn page, as well as our YouTube. And just want to encourage you, if you find value in what Black Leaders Detroit is doing and you want to support the ecosystem of entrepreneurs and community leaders and of nonprofits, I encourage you to become a member. It just takes $1 a week or $52, or you can give more. So be sure to sign up at blackleadersdetroit.org and then come out and celebrate and cheer the riders on. If you can't make it to the 6:45, they can come at 8 o'clock, or
they can
come at 8 o'clock. I'm a volunteer, so I got to be there at 6:30. So if you come out, hope to see you there and see the great leaders of Black Leaders Detroit.
Thank you.
All right. So we'll see you next week, interviewing Lisa Howe, author of Candy Girl Mentality. She's going to talk about her book. So look forward to seeing that podcast and having you guys watch that. Thanks again.